Item Number 3147. Level 1 Unrestricted. Containment Class Safe. Disruption Class Blam. Risk Class Notice. Special Containment Procedures. A maximum of 144 instances of SCP-3147 are to be stored in Safe Storage Locker H7A at Site-272. All extraneous instances are to be incinerated. All advertising materials are to be incinerated, deleted, or otherwise removed. Civilians found in possession of SCP-3147 instances are to be questioned regarding their acquisition, and given Class A amnestics if they have experienced or witnessed the item's anomalous effects. A falsified recall order has been issued, citing the unintended inclusion of a deliriant ingredient. Experiment proposals must be submitted to Research Lead Dr. Jane Smythe for approval. Any experiments involving 5 or more test subjects must also be approved by the Site Director, and overseen personally by Dr. Smythe. Description: SCP-3147 is a designation for a brand of lollipops labeled Dr. Wondertainment's Tantalizing Tongue Twisters. Each individual instance is comprised of a sphere of hard sugar confection, 3 cm in diameter, mounted on an 8 cm long plastic stick, and covered by a 5 cm by 5 cm plastic wrapper, emblazoned with the Dr. Wondertainment logo, and the instance's flavor. Chemical analysis has not identified any anomalous materials in the confection or packaging. SCP-3147's anomalous effect is activated when 2 or more individuals have tasted the same instance within a space of 10 minutes. While the effect is active, each affected individual gains the ability to control the oral cavity of another member of the group. Further, whenever one of them attempts to speak, the individual linked to them will speak with the originator's voice, rather than their own. The duration of the effect is directly and progressively dependent upon the amount of the instance that is ingested. The current minimum and maximum times observed during testing are 2 and 24 minutes. Instances of SCP-3147 are typically found packaged to be sold individually, or in groups of 10. The multiple instance packaging contains the following script on the back. New from Dr. Wondertainment, the mouth-watering treat that will have you speaking in tongues. Need a party pick-me-up? Just gather 2 or 3 of your bestest friends. Pick out your favorite flavor of Dr. Wondertainment's Tantalizing Tongue Twisters, and you're good to go. Let everyone get a tongue-teasing taste, then marvel as you give each other the gift of gab. Warning: maximum fun achieved with 4 friends. Dr. Wondertainment and his candy-crafting crew are not liable for any damages, physical, psychological, emotional, and/or paranatural, caused by sharing Dr. Wondertainment's Tantalizing Tongue Twisters among 5 or more people. Play safe, kids. Abridged Experiment Log. Experiment 3147/01. Subject: D2172. Flavor: Sandy Seashell. Testing: effects of single-user ingestion. Result: D2172 ingested the entire instance, save the packaging. No anomalous effects were observed. Notes: subject compared the flavor to cream soda filtered through wet sand. Dr. Smythe. Experiment 3147/02. Subjects: D2172, D56980. Flavor: Shoe Shine. Testing: baseline anomalous effect. Result: after sharing the instance, subjects' voices and mouth control were swapped for approximately 4 minutes. Subjects were given a randomly selected tongue twister to make the other recite. Aside from the standard difficulty of the tongue twister, subjects also reported a mild feeling of disorientation from using unfamiliar oral configurations. Disorientation appeared to be non-anomalous in nature. Notes: flavor said to be like leathery licorice. Despite the difficulties experienced using another person's mouth to speak, both subjects expressed that they enjoyed the experience and wished to continue taking part in future experiments with SCP-3147. Dr. Smythe. Experiment 3147-04. Subjects: D-2172, D-11872, D-42271, D-56980. Flavor: pickled pepper. Testing: maximum number of subjects recommended by SCP-3147 packaging. As with the previous 3-subject test, voices were traded forward to each new subject added to the chain, with the first subject to taste the instance getting the voice of the last subject to do so. Testing extended for approximately 15 minutes, as subjects were allowed to ingest the entire instance, save the packaging. Subjects participated in free-form conversation for the duration of the experiment. Notes: flavor exactly as expected. On a personal note, I feel sorry for our poor transcriptionists. It was difficult enough for the Ds themselves to keep track of exactly who was talking. Dr. Smythe. Experiment 3147-08. Subjects: D-2172, D-56980. Flavor: chucked wood. Testing: voice recognition technology. Subjects were provided with a voice-locked container, which they set to unlock when D-56980 spoke the passcode "Open Sesame." Result: after swapping voices, D-56980 stood on one end of the testing chamber, while D-2172 approached the container on the other. D-56980 spoke the passcode through D-2172's mouth, causing the container to successfully unlock on the second attempt. Testing continued for approximately 10 minutes in total, with a variety of other voice recognition programs and devices. Ratio of success to failure did not deviate substantially from standard use of the technology. Notes: thankfully, the inability of the subject to directly use the voice that they have taken keeps SCP-3147 from being a substantial security threat. Dr. Smythe. Experiment 3147-11. Subjects: D-2172, D-11872, D-42271, D-56980. Flavor: fuzzy wuzzy. Testing: maximum distance of effect. Result: after activating the effect, the subjects were escorted to equidistant points along the perimeter of Site-272 and told to speak. The effect was maintained for approximately 21 minutes with no degradation. Subjects reported mild disorientation from not being able to hear their own voice while speaking, but the disorientation appeared to be non-anomalous and dissipated over time. Due to the effect linking the subjects' voices linearly, the subjects were able to successfully communicate a message in sequence from the initial instance activator to the last. Note: further testing at longer distances is required. Plans are being drafted, and on appropriate test site will be located before submitting the proposed experiment to the site director for approval. If the Foundation can reverse engineer this effect, it could possibly be used as an emergency communication method. Dr. Smythe. Incident Log 3147-01. A containment breach involving SCP-3147 occurred on June 25, 2000 during Experiment 3147-13, which was intended to test the effects of SCP-3147 on more than 4 subjects. Subjects were not informed of the recommended limitation. The following transcript has been edited down to the relevant segment. All designations indicate the initial speaker rather than the subject with their voice. D-42271 was slated to be the 5th and final subject to activate the instance's effect, and all statements by D-42271 should be considered approximate, as they were reconstructed from memory rather than directly recorded. Begin log. D42271 takes the bitter butter flavored SCP-3147 instance from D2172 and places it in her mouth while the other subjects converse. 26 seconds later, she removes the instance and attempts to speak. She later reports that she was attempting to make the subject that had taken her voice speak profanities. D2172. Hey, you alright? D42271 drops the SCP-3147 instance and holds her hand up to her throat. She appeared mildly distressed as she attempts to speak again. D42271. Hello? Hey. Why isn't this shit working right? D8342. Doc. Taps on observation window. There's something wrong with… Dr. Smythe. Step back from the window. D8342. D42271. Are you in need of assistance? D42271's mouth starts to move, but the voice that comes out does not belong to any of the test subjects. The originator of the voice has been designated Person of Interest 3147-01. POI 3147-01. Help! D8342. What the hell? D42271. Looking to the other subjects. Who said that? POI 3147-01. Where are you? Please get me out of here. D56980. Is that a kid? How did you get a little kid? Dr. Smythe. Everyone please be silent and remain calm. D42271. Are you still able to speak? Can she understand what you're saying? D42271. Shrugging. How the hell should I… Damn it. Right. Sorry. Can you hear me, honey? POI 3147-01. Yes, I can hear you. Please help me. Please. Dr. Smythe. Good. Keep her talking. Find out who she is, where she's at. D42271. Okay, we're going to try and help you, hun. Just calm down and tell us your name. POI 3147-01. Okay, I'm… D42271. Hi. I'm… Now can you tell me where you are? POI 3147-01. I don't know. I was at a toy store with my mom, and I went to go look at the dolls. And there was this big man that grabbed me when Mom wasn't looking, and he took me here. He said he needed the test stuff, and he keeps feeding me candy, and I don't like it anymore. My tummy hurts and… D8342. Hey, she stopped. D42271. Hello? Are you still there, honey? Dr. Smythe. D42271. Please ask. POI 3147-01. He's here. He's here. Tell him to go away. I can't eat anymore. Tell him to stop. Please make him stop. D42271. Hey, asshole. I don't know who the hell you are, but if you touch one hair of this kid's head, I swear I'll find you and I will fuck you up. You hear me? Leave her alone. D42271 later reports the sensation of her lips and teeth being forced open by an unknown metallic instrument. POI 3147-01's vocalizations become more distressed as D42271 bends over and clutches at her chest. D2172. Shit! Back up! The other four subjects stand against the test chamber's walls as D42271 begins to vomit uncontrollably. Dr. Smythe calls for an emergency medical team. End log. The effects of SCP-3147 on D42271 faded more quickly than in previous tests, and contact with POI 3147-01 was lost. Testing of D42271's vomitus has identified a number of anomalous food substances, including trace amounts of SCP-3147 and previously unknown variants of SCP-1079, SCP-1842-3, and SCP-1916. D-42271 recovered physically from the incident and requested to be included in future 5-subject testing of SCP-3147. The request has been denied. A search of law enforcement databases using the information provided by POI 3147-01 has positively identified her as reported missing in Broken Cliff, Missouri, USA, on May 13, 2000. POI 3147-01's captor has been provisionally designated POI 3147-02, and locating both persons of interest has been added to the ongoing priorities for all mobile task forces associated with the location and containment of Dr. Wondertainment and her products.